surfing Incodelours and using flag points. Do you ever find yourself in a position where your friends tend to put you down in a conversation? Maybe when you are with friends of a 3 or 4 group chatting, a friend might channel energy and use it to put you down. Whether or not they meant to do this, you are the target of repression, and if you don't surf the waves, you will be given bad vibes. You didn't even do anything wrong. It's just the fact that your friend ran out of things to say, and they can't handle the spotlight without putting someone else down. People that can't control energy and say things they don't really mean to are called Incodelours. If you let Incodelours put you down, they will mark you as whatever they label you, whether or not it be true. It's time to learn how to surf Incodelours and utilize flag points. So people that can't handle the spotlight or control energy are Incodelours. Let's say you are chatting in a group of friends. You are all trying to have a good time and try not to offend anybody. When somebody talks, the person he or she is talking to is the responder. So let's say a friend says something to you. You are the responder. If your friend says something that potentially is offensive, but is maybe not offensive, everyone in the group checks to see if you are offended or not. This is called giving spotlight. You are now on spotlight, and others are awaiting your response. Maybe you just laugh it off and everything cools off. That's good. But let's say your friend is a little weak in this area. Let's say that you have 2 friends, Jason and Daniel. Let's say Jason says something that puts Daniel on spotlight. If Daniel is weak, he may tend to use you as a target to get away from the heat. In this case, Daniel is the Incodelour, and he is not clearly thinking when he puts you down. He makes claims about you, which sadly might stick for the rest of his life because he might actually fall into believing the claims are true. If you don't create flag points that stick out to his attention, the claims Daniel made about you might stick to him. You have to make him notice that the claims aren't true. You can correct him and tell him no, that the claims were not true, then channel the energy's direction. This is just standing up for yourself. You can also show him that you are offended by his claim and making it stick to him. These 2 choices will mark flag points for him, so he will remember that the claims he made about you were not true. This situation happens too many times, and it is caused by how intense the spotlight is, and also how weak the responder is on spotlight. When you are giving spotlight to a responder that is potentially offended, you have to look with ease. People can feel your ninja thoughts. I want to get into that on another video. So look for reactions with ease. You should only pit stop when someone says something that is obviously offensive. If you don't pit stop, the reverse effect would apply. The responder would feel weaker and become unable to stand up for himself. Pit stop at obvious offenses, and then look with ease at potentially friendly statements. You want to help the responder to give a realistic reaction and not to alter it in any way. You also want to make sure that everything is right and any mistakes are fixed in time. It's sad that many people are Incodelours in situations, but it might be because they pay too close attention to what they feel they need to do in a difficult situation. If they do this, it might be embarrassing for him or her to execute timing consciously, since others might be paying attention to the timing too. If they miss the timing to respond, they might develop a social lock, unless they know how to backtrack. So if you come across Incodelours that target you or put you down, utilize flag points and make it stick out to him or her that their claim was false. Let's do a situation so that it's clear for you to see this. Let's say you are hanging with your friends Sarah and Michael and maybe others at the bar. Let's say that Sarah tells Michael something and everyone in the group gives spotlight because Michael got potentially offended. Michael turns into an Incodelour and starts targeting you, and comes up with something that you did and puts you down. If you don't stand up for yourself somehow, the claims he made will potentially become believable to him. You have to create flag points and make it stand out that he is wrong. So let's say you make it stick out to him by giving him a look and maybe correcting him by telling him that his idea was wrong. Perfect. And even as you await his response, you don't give him a strong spotlight by not expecting him to be hurt or dramatic about it. That's even better. This situation was played perfectly and couldn't have gone better results. So it's important to make it stand out whenever an Incodelour puts you down. And remember, an Incodelour is someone who can't handle energy or being on the spotlight. Use flag points and make sure that he remembers that he's wrong. Even though he or she didn't mean to put you down, you still have to make the claims known. But it's also important to know why Incodelours act like this, and what makes them give out to spotlight situations. When someone is potentially offended, it's best to give a light spotlight, with little expectations as possible. If they didn't get offended, but they feel that they should have gotten offended, they will act like they got offended, because it might make him feel weak if he didn't know where he stands. I'm Brother Benson, and I hope you guys liked the video. Remember to study, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.